Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next lesson. We're going to talk about one of those topics that it's really important in your life, relationships, whether it's a friendship or a relationship that leads to marriage or a long-term partnership. Relationships with people are not only facts of life, but they're things we talk about all the time. And so we're going to talk about it today in English, and you're going to learn, I expect you're going to learn a lot. So the way we met, one of the things I love to ask couples, friends of mine, or people I know pretty well, wouldn't ask people I don't know well this question, but I love to know how they met. Recently, about a year ago, I asked my parents how they met. And my father didn't quite remember, not surprisingly. My mother did, and it was really interesting. I love these stories because now you have all sorts of options on meeting, including meeting for the first time online. So we can't predict how people have met or how people met for the first time. So this is, I think, really interesting. Now, as you all know, we're not going to look at number one. We're not looking at reading and listening. We are doing listening, but there's a separate section. Reading is optional for you to do. I recommend it, but not at the expense of the other four main areas. In other words, do the reading last. The other areas are more important for your communication. If you want to be a better communicator, the other areas, the listening, pronunciation, grammar, speaking, obviously, are more important than reading. So read, if you have a chance, you can read here. This is all right there. We're going to skip down to the grammar. We will have listening later. We're going to look at past and present habits and states. States are sort of conditions that you're in or situations. These are really important. And you want to know, take this number two, section 2, very seriously. You have a listening exercise to begin with, and you're going to answer these. Do these with focus. Don't be listening, talking on the phone. Really focus on these. As I mentioned before, listening, if you understand what people are saying, you're a lot more confident speaker. So hone your listening skills, improve your listening. So here we have it. Now here's 3 extracts. I'm just going to read these because they sort of give us an idea of what's difficult about this subject. I used to be a teacher. Meaning I'm no longer a teacher. I used to be, but I'm no longer a teacher. She didn't used to be very punctual. Punctual means on time. This means or implies that she is now on time. She's punctual. Notice it's didn't used to, not used to. Didn't used to. Now, the truth is, when you say these quickly, you can't tell the difference. But if you write them, there is a difference. I used to, with a D, used to, but we say used to. And I didn't used to. You almost can't hear a difference. We sometimes used to have tea or a beer together. So in the past, we would meet over tea or beer. Now, I will answer this. When do we use used to? When we had things we did regularly in the past. Did you used to ride a bike? Did you used to go travel a lot? So you can talk about a habit, ask somebody about their habits in the past. So let's go ahead and look at the grammar bank here, past and present habits. And we have here number 1. I'm actually going to read these for you. Not the audio file, I'm going to do it. So you can repeat after me. I used to teach English when I was living abroad. Number 2, he didn't used to do any exercise. but now he runs marathons. I'm just going to focus on the first parts of these. I never used to like football. We used to be close friends. That hotel used to have a swimming pool. Did they used to live in the city center? Didn't you used to have long hair? You don't now, but didn't you used to have it in the past? All right. By the end of this chapter, you want to be very comfortable, excuse me for pointing, you want to be very comfortable using all of these expressions. So ask yourself, which of these have you never used or that you don't use very often, and practice these. Now, underneath number 1, you have all of the grammar rules for these examples. Used to does not exist in the present tense. This is never present. It's always in the past. I used to eat ice cream. I don't now because I'm on a diet. For example, the second point, used to does not exist. Oh, we have that. We often use never used to instead of didn't used to. They're both fine. Don't worry about it. But never used to is more common. Next, we have used to, didn't use to, didn't use. Used to and didn't use can be used with action verbs. Used to go, used to do, and with non-action verbs. Used to have, used to be. I used to be funny. I'm not anymore, as an example. So we can use this with all types of verbs. And finally, we can use the word often if we just want in place of used to. We often went to France. We used to go to France for our holidays. You have 2 options. We often went to France for our holidays when I was a child. We used to go to France on our holidays, for our holidays, on our holidays, when I was a child. All right, let's look at a few other things here before you get onto your homework in this grammar section. Used to or past simple. Honestly, you can use both, but here they have a few details that for some of you who want to get into the details, please do it. We mentioned, so we use the past simple and not used to, just the past simple, if we mention exact dates or number of times. So we can't say, I used to go to France 3 times. No, I went to France 3 times. Only past simple. All right. The action happened only once. If it happened once, we use past simple. We don't use this used to or often or always. We use past simple. Any more and any longer, you can read about that. Be used to and get used to are confusing. So let's talk about them. All right. So if I am used to getting up, this means I am accustomed to doing it. I always do it, so it's not a problem. It's a habit of mine. I am used to it, so I'm not shocked or surprised. That's different than can't get used to living. She can't get accustomed to it. Well, this is actually quite the same. So if you can't get used to something, or I am used to something, that's talking about changing your lifestyle. But it's different than I used to do something in the past. So I'm now used to making videos because I do it all the time. That's different. I'm accustomed to it now. I'm used to doing it. But I am used to doing it with am. If I say I used to do it, then that's a past event. I used to do it a lot. I used to make videos a lot earlier. Now, I am used to making videos. I'm accustomed to it because I'm a blogger. I'm creating courses like this. Do you understand the difference? If you don't, Don't worry, because you're going to have a chance to practice it here in the exercises below. All right. Pronunciation, take this seriously, especially I'm going to call out the Latin speakers, those who speak Spanish or a Romance language. The S here has many different sounds, and the S as an S isn't difficult. The S as a Z or Z sound is difficult, especially for Latin speakers. Let me give you an example. At the end, holidays. That S at the end, I don't often hear. If you speak Spanish, you're not saying this very often. It's difficult. So you've got to really concentrate, focus. Holidays. It's down. Lose. Now, what I often hear is holidays or holiday. You just drop it. We need holidays. How were your holidays? All right. Practice those methodically, carefully. And you have these audio files to help you. All right. Here we go. More used to, lots of listening. Take the listening seriously. Here we have some interesting, this is a great section here for speaking. We have to start speaking more. All right, vocabulary. This is where I talked about at the beginning, relationships. Here we go. We have lots of different types of relationships in our life, from business to personal to family. We have lots of, and everything in between, lots of different types of relationships. And here's the listening that I alluded to earlier. Not at the beginning, reading and listening. There's a separate listening. It's right here. You've got a lot of listening in this lecture, so take some time for it. All right, vocabulary on this. Let's just go straight to the vocabulary, relationships. Again, the audio files are going to help you, but I'm going to do a few of these. In fact, I'm probably going to do 520 with you. So practice right now with me. Here we go. I'm going to say it. You're going to say it. Classmate. Classmate. A classmate is someone who you went to school with. It could mean university, but it oftentimes means high school. Close friend. Close friend. Now notice close is the same as close. Close the door. And do you like my clothes? It's almost the same. So close the door, clothes that I'm wearing, but close friend. Difference. Colleague is only at work. I have a work colleague that you should meet. Couple, ex, fiance. And the female equivalent, fiance, I think it's the same. They just add an E. And honestly, you don't see the female version written very often. It's generally written fiance for both, just the E with the accent. But if someone is being particularly fastidious, detailed, then they will add the extra E at the end. Flatmate. Now, flatmate is British. In America, they say roommate, even though you're talking about an apartment, because apartment's too long to say apartment mate. It would be strange. Apartment is the equivalent to flat. In the UK, a flat is what they say. In the US, that flat is called an apartment. So in the US, you do not call it a flat. And if you say, where's your flat? They might think about their tire on the car. They have a flat tire. They will not think of an apartment because we never use this. In England, however, if you say flat or apartment, they will understand. But they generally say flat. So flatmate or roommate. Now, if you say roommate in England, it means you live in the same room. Generally, you say flatmate. But in America, if you say roommate, it means you share an apartment together. That's confusing, isn't it? All right, partner, that can be a business partner or a life partner. And what's interesting is when you say the word partner, it generally means either people of the same sex or someone you've been living with, but never actually married. This is my partner. So we're not married, but we've been living together a long time. All right, I've done those for you. I'll let the audio file do the rest, but I want to just mention lose touch. So if you lose touch with someone, you lose contact with them, unfortunately. So we sort of lost touch after university. This is very common. You have friends at university, and most of them you lose touch with because life takes you in different directions. But there's another phrase that you should know about. If he's lost touch, it means that he's no longer seeing things realistically. He's lost touch with reality. His mind is in the clouds. His head is in the clouds, excuse me. His head is in the clouds. He's lost touch with reality. I hope we don't lose touch with reality or with our English. And we won't, because we have this course and everyone to keep us growing. All right, so that's very interesting vocabulary that you're going to have here. And then finally, listening. Listening, you will have an exercise, and that will be all. You've got a lot to do. There's a lot of, especially listening this time. I just want to remind you, we're in the middle of the course and people start to get a little bit tired, a little bit busy. I want you to remember why you took the course. You're excited. You wanted to improve your English. And so I want you to just enjoy the process of learning. Don't worry about finishing every single exercise. Worry about remembering and enjoying what you're learning along the way, because you'll remember it a lot longer if you say, wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting. All right. Happy studying, and see you soon. Bye-bye.